Hey, you're listening to the All In Network podcast. My name is Dan McCabe, and we are on day 42, which is the week 6 week in review. I had a tremendous week. I was super excited about it. If you've been listening to the last few episodes, you can probably hear it in my voice. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next 6 weeks, to tell you the truth. So let's jump in. I'll talk all about it. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Dan, and it's been a good week. I mean, we've talked a lot about stories, we've talked a lot about irresistible offers, we've talked a lot about our hooks and all this fun stuff that comes with doing a proper presentation. And there's one thing that can kind of trump everything. It really becomes the icing on a cake. When you do all that other stuff well, and you start gaining momentum, momentum will trump it all. It's as soon as you have it, as soon as you start feeling it, as soon as you're in that flow, you're in that rhythm, you're getting some good sales under your belt, you can see the growth, you can feel it inside of your bones. Like, it's all that other stuff just becomes that much better. Your belief systems that we worked on the first 30 days, they become that much stronger, and you become that much more convicted in your tone when you're speaking to people. Your stories, the more you've repeated them now, and the fact that you're starting to develop new stories, and your stories going from, hey, this is what I did, or this is what this person I know did, to this is what I did yesterday. You know, yesterday I met 3 people online. I set up 2 meetings. I signed up 1. It was totally cold traffic. I can do it again today. Now I've got a system in place where I can do it every single day. You know, as soon as you start creating those stories, and it's not just theory anymore or somebody else's story, but it's becoming your story, it becomes that much stronger. And as you do that, you start gaining momentum. And when you start gaining momentum, it's like nothing can stop you. You go from presenting from a place of fear and uncertainty to presenting from a place of, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, you either come with me or you're missing out. And that's a much better place, because that's when people just start showing up. So I used to play once upon a time. People that know me well know I used to play a lot of poker. Back before the big poker boom even. I am that old. Before Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker. When I was in my college years living in Minnesota, we would go out to the Horse Track Casino and play poker a couple times a week. And largely that's how I paid my bills through college. I was pretty good at it at the time. Nowadays I am horrible compared to how good the kids have gotten. But there's one thing that I kind of learned when I got older in regards to poker. Back then, I was good for what poker was. People weren't really good at it yet. Over the last 20 years, things have changed so much. The game's gotten so complicated, and the people that are good at it are probably actually real life wizards, that it's a really, really hard game to beat. But one thing I did learn as I got older, and sorry, the story is going somewhere, it's that I no longer played for money. When I was in college, I played for money, so because I needed to pay my bills. And it was a different kind of strategy. It was very conservative, very safe. I was just playing the math. I knew what to do. But 10, 15 years later, I quit playing poker on a regular basis right after college. I got a job. I realized even if I became really, really, really good at poker, the hourly win rate was less than I'd get at a job, and I'd have to work nights and weekends to make that happen. So I started, I got a regular job in real estate at the time, but 10, 15 years later, I go play maybe 3 to 5 times a year. And I just go play for fun. I might play in some buddies' home games, or I might go to the card room. There's a period about 4 or 5 years ago where I was going out and just kind of enjoying it, playing some of the local tour events and things like that. But it was no longer about the money. I was okay when it came to money. And so I was able to play poker with this a little bit more of like, properly, without having to be concerned about the idea of losing. And as soon as I was able to do that, I was able to significantly start beating games at a higher level because it didn't matter as much. And that's the way your network marketing presentations will come off as well. As soon as you start getting to a point where you're in such a rhythm, and not each presentation feels like I need this in order to survive, in order for my business to go another day, in order for me to get a paycheck that I need. As soon as they go from that to, this is my presentation, join me or don't. If you don't, you're making a mistake. If you do, we're going for a ride, let's go. As soon as your presentation mentality goes from the former to the latter, the better off you're going to be. As soon as I quit playing poker because I needed money to pay my bills in college, to, hey, it's 10 years later, I've got a regular job, I've got enough money to where it doesn't affect me that much if I lose whatever the amount is that I'm playing for, and I'm just able to play properly and play for fun and be able to throw it around and splash around, like all of a sudden things change. It's kind of the same concept. So that's kind of a weird analogy. I did not think of that before I started this podcast, but I'm going to go with it anyways because I like it. And last week was very much kind of that mentality. Things flipped within the business to where it's all of a sudden in momentum. And I'm really able to sign people up almost at will for the stuff that I'm doing right now. And it's an awesome place to be. I mean, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this business, how many presentations you've done. Momentum is a powerful thing. And once you get it, you hold on to it. And it's easy, no matter what level you're at. I've seen the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest lose momentum before, and it's hard for them to get it back. In fact, it's harder to get it back, in my opinion, a lot of times after you've had some success, because you know what it took, and it's harder to put yourself back in that place. I remember the last company that I was in, the last network marketing company, I hit a, like a mid-tier rank, and I worked my butt off to get there. And it was crazy how hard I had to work. And I didn't really have any duplication still going on my team. I basically hit that rank all by myself on my own efforts. And upline leaders were congratulating me, asking me how it feels. And I'm like, it feels lonely. And even though I had some momentum and I made a lot of sales to get myself there, I was feeling deflated. And because I felt deflated, I basically took the next 2 weeks off. And it was so hard. And it's arguable if I ever did get fully back into rhythm within that particular company or business. But it was so hard to try and get it back. It's so hard, like once you put in all that effort to go from a place of this mass amount of effort and energy, and then hey, I'm going to take a couple weeks off and see what happens. I mean, in hindsight, it's easy for me to look back and say, man, I should have really just pushed through that one even harder at the time. I should have just kept going. I should have woken up the day after I hit that rank with the same mentality I had the day that I was set out to hit that rank, and done that day after day after day. Now, it was a unique situation, and that company started fluttering right around that same time frame, and all of a sudden that also did not help momentum, and I ended up doing some other things within that organization and working with other people on the team. But it's one of those things. When you have it, don't let off the gas. And right now I've got it. I'm not letting off the gas. I'm recording these podcasts quick in between. I got behind a couple days. Some of you might have noticed. So I apologize for that, but I got behind a couple days. But right now I'm not letting my foot off the prospecting and putting in sales mode gas at all. It is just continuous every single day. I'm not going to stop. And so, sorry, my apologies for getting behind a little bit. Just few too many things got in the way, and it's my fault. I shouldn't make excuses. I committed to doing this every single day, so I'm going to make sure that I don't miss any more days. And I apologize for the days I did miss, and I'm going to own that I missed them. But we are here. Things are good now. Things are rocking and rolling. Things feel great. It's fun right now, and I'm excited. So it's a great place to be in the world of network marketing. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And just remember, it's hard for a little while, but as soon as you can flip yourself from that place of presenting in fear to that place of presenting, knowing that you've got the bleep, that you are going to find everything to be so much easier. So figure out a way to flip that script on yourself in your own mind a little bit. Find yourself a little bit of momentum, and let's just go out there and win the day every single day. So, all right, appreciate you as always. And until tomorrow, this is Dan. You've been listening to the All In Network podcast. If you want to connect with me, LinkedIn is the best place to do it. You can slide into my messages there. I am there every single morning responding to people that send me a message and make sure I connect with everybody. Aside from that, allinnetworker.com is a great website with some cool free resources that you can check out. So appreciate you guys. Till next time. Thanks. Bye.